are days where I'm literally laying on the floor and maybe you want to lay with me, but you don't. You're so strong and you pick me up and you tell me everything is going to be okay. I was very surprised when we got engaged. We weren't one of those couples that had gone ring shopping. We've talked about being together forever, theoretically, and things like that, but it was not a planned moment. We were on a vacation to California. My friends had suggested, like, you're gonna get engaged, and I was like, no guys, like for real, I'm not. We haven't really talked about it. We're gonna get there, but not right now. So when Jesse proposed to me, I mean, it was genuine shock and excitement. My jaw just dropped and hit the floor. Going into the marriage, because we were living together, and so I thought, we'll go get married, go on our honeymoon, come home, and things will be the same. And I mean, externally they were the same, but I think marriage brought definitely a renewed connection. Mm-hmm. You just feel like, well, we're tied together forever now.
As soon as I put the ring on her finger and then got married a year after our engagement, you know, there's this thought that it's not just me anymore. It's not just a single person. Like everything I do and all my actions, it's for the two of us.
You sign up to put someone else before yourself, and when you actually follow through with that, it's great. I went to the doctor back in December just for a routine exam. The exam was pretty much normal, but the doctor said she thought she felt what could be a cyst on an ovary. We had scheduled to have the cyst removed a month later, and we went in for the laparoscopic procedure. We were pretty comfortable with the whole thing, nothing to be nervous about.
We just figured it was going to be a weekend of hanging out on the couch and just, you know, watching TV.
The physician saw, once she got in there with a camera, that there was not a cyst. The ovaries were actually fine, but she saw what appeared to be a peritoneal tumor. And your peritoneum is the lining of your abdominal cavity. So she called an oncologist into the operating room to take a look, and he visually confirmed what she saw, that it was 99% sure to be peritoneal cancer. And that was on January 17th of this year, 2014. They took a biopsy and closed me up, sent me to recovery, and called Jesse into the dreaded, you know, consultation room.
The gynecologist said, we found a tumor. And it was at that point that I broke down. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't so much I wasn't in shock. I was just, you know, very, very upset. And, you know, the tears came instantly. And it was kind of right at that very moment where you knew that, you know, everything changed. And then after 30 minutes, I went into the recovery room. I said, the doctors found cancer. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. The night of the diagnosis, my mom sent me a text, and she said, you know, years from now you'll look back on this day and you'll say it was just a minor blip and something that just made your relationship that much stronger. I don't know if we'll look back and you know, see this as a minor blip, but I truly believe that in the end, this is something that's just going to make our already strong relationship that much stronger. Don't get me wrong. If we could go back and never have to do this, I think that would be the preferred course. But we're trying to make this as positive as an experience as possible.
So my treatment process for This peritoneal cancer started off with a pretty large surgery. I woke up with a stomach of staples, and I wasn't exactly sure I don't know what I thought I was going to be waking up to.
I told her she was fairly close to being RoboCop with the amount of staples that she had in her.
But it was a little shocking.
But I want to give Taylor credit here because this was a surgery that was really physically and emotionally difficult. And, we spent 3 days in the hospital and then a 6-week recovery process. And through that recovery process and through this chemotherapy, I don't know if I've ever seen someone handle something so hard with so much grit and so much grace at the same time. And that's been just so inspiring as a husband to watch on a daily basis. I think a lot of couples that say for sickness and in health, I don't think when you're saying it, you don't really know what you're saying. I think it's really been our perspective that has changed since the diagnosis. A problem isn't figuring out what to eat on a Friday night. A problem's trying to figure out what chemotherapy treatment to go with. We look at stuff that we used to get angry at, and we laugh and we say, was that really worth getting angry about or upset about? And just knowing what's important. Because what's important is this right here. It's the relationships that you keep with your family and with your friends. It's the time you spend with them. And when you're spending time with them, are you really spending time with them?
I've made the decision to be positive and happy today. I could definitely sit on this couch and work myself into a tizzy and get upset and overthink things or think about a future that is uncertain right now, and I can make myself get upset and sad. But I decide to be positive. He is there being positive, which only supports that decision, and it's made it a lot easier to go through each day. I'm so lucky to have you in this home with me and in my life. I do not think I could do this on my own.